Welcome to our video bulletin for Friday the 12th of June. Our big news this week is that places of worship are allowed to open for private prayer from Monday the 15th, and so St Nick's will be open on Monday. We'll be starting off with reduced hours, just 11 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're conscious that most churches probably won't be open for prayer on Monday, but it's very much part of our tradition that our doors are open and that people can drop in, and so we want to start that again as soon as possible. This has, of course, taken quite a bit of planning, and the space will be used differently. There'll be a one-way system, there'll be less furniture on the site. We'll move some of the chairs to increase the circulation. And for the first week, there'll be volunteers in the building who will record visitor numbers and also visitor behaviour so that we can assess any changes which we need to make to keep everyone safe. Also, within the next few days, there'll be new digital signage in church, and at the end of the month, there'll be a facility for contactless giving. Both of these developments were something which the PCC had set in train before lockdown began. Opening the building for public prayer will be a useful staging post for us as we learn to use the space differently in preparation for public worship returning in July. We're doing a lot of active work at the moment on getting the technology in place to use live streaming creatively, not just to reach out to those who cannot attend church as soon as services resume, but also to include them where possible. Today I'd also like to take this opportunity to say something about the Black Lives Matter movement following the events of the last couple of weeks. The core principles of equality and justice are those of the Gospels and our preaching. There will, however, be debates about how we engage with history appropriately, as well as campaigning for those who face slavery or discrimination in whatever way today. I'm conscious of the Church's relationship with the late Prime Minister, William Gladstone, and with his family. The use of Gladstone's name is being debated across the city of Liverpool at the moment. I'm conscious as well that people have been using online fora to link our church to the transatlantic trade of enslaved Africans. Some of the assertions that I've read are in fact entirely untrue, but the most important point is that probably many of our congregation in the 18th century will have profited from this trade. We need to engage with this conversation as it develops and own our part of it in it. And some of our reflections in the next few weeks will be part of that, beginning with a reflection by the Lord Mayor of Liverpool. Well, every Friday in our video bulletin we have an opportunity to meet a member of the congregation. Today Father Fergus is talking to Robert.
Hello, Robert. You're the one of our members of our congregation at St Nick's. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, hello, Fergus. Yes, my name is Robert Owen. I was born in Liverpool. I've never lived anywhere else. I went to Quarrybank School, which is famous for a number of other former pupils. I trained as an architect. In 1980, I co-founded an architectural practice and continued there until I retired in 2012. I'm married to Patty. We're just coming up to our 47th wedding anniversary, which is these days not a bad record.
Pretty good going.
And in 2015, I was fortunate enough to serve as High Sheriff of Merseyside. And from 2018, I've been the Vice Lord Lieutenant.
Very good. And how have you been coping in the lockdown?
Well, it seems inappropriate to say it, but in a way, actually enjoying it. It's very pleasant to have time. I've been using it to continue with my woodwork hobbies. I've now completed my 5th project since the lockdown started. Patty's been doing embroidery, and we've both been enjoying gardening. Missing one or two things, principally our son and his wife, who live in Gloucestershire, 15 months ago produced our first grandchild, and we've not been able to see him, or at least not have direct contact. We can see over Skype, or WhatsApp, but it's not quite the same, to say the least, as real contact. And we can continue to see our daughter via Skype. She is in Abu Dhabi. I'm probably missing live sport. And as somebody who's been involved in buildings all their life, I'm missing access to St. Nick's. There's something about going into a church building, whether it's an old one or a modern one, that's quite contemplative. The mood changes when you enter. And being denied access, I think, has been one of the very unfortunate aspects of the lockdown.
Well, we look forward to welcoming you there again in hopefully the not too distant future. Robert, thank you so much. It's been lovely to spend some time with you.
The final part of our Friday Bulletin is to look ahead to the weekend. Father Fergus will preside at the Eucharist and the Bishop of Warrington will be preaching for us. Our Gospel reading tells us of the sending out of the disciples to proclaim the good news, just as we are called. As usual, our Sunday school will be meeting by Zoom on Sunday morning, and I very much hope that you can be part of our service, which will be available on our YouTube channel from 10 o'clock.